Are you stupid or something? You probably are, and buddy, that's alright. You're in the right place to learn some stuff, so stick around and you just might. My name is Notme, and I'll be asking some Q's, and at the end you'll be riddled with A's. You might score real high, but even if not, you'll sure be glad you played. If you're looking for prizes, just move along, there's no money for you to earn. You win by trying and doing your best, your prize is the stuff you learn. If you want to be an artiste, you have to know all you can about the world of art. So engage with this quiz, and at the end you'll say, I am smart.
I am not me. I am art. And I am your host. For I am smart. The most creative quiz in existence, where people work hard, learn, and improve their art through learning. They strive to earn the right to say, I am smart. The format of the quiz, very simple, very straightforward. 3 rounds of questions, 3 musings, and a bonus round at the end. 20 points overall. All you're going to need for this quiz, something to write with, something to write on, a brain for thinking, and an imaginosphere for imagining. Both will be tested here. Optional is a beverage. I've got a lovely big thing of water here, just to, because I do a lot of talking over the course of the quiz. It's the curse of the quizmaster. But I've got a wonderful toast. We like to start the quiz with a toast, because it just brings everybody together as one before the quizzing begins properly. Just unifies us in the toast before we are unified in learning. Here we go. Hope you've got your beverages at the ready. To Ed Sheeran, who this week proved in court that he wrote his 2017 hit Shape of You and didn't plagiarise it from the 2015 Sammy Switch song, Oh Why, and in doing so fought hard to teach us all that sometimes songs just sound similar, yeah? Did Queen and David Bowie sue Vanilla Ice because Ice Ice Baby sounds exactly the same as Under Pressure? No. They accepted that they're both great songs, and history will remember them all as equally good artists. Ed Sheeran too. To Ed Sheeran. Cheers. That's maybe too cold. I'll still go in for number 2, though. Let's sort ourselves out. How are we doing, Smarties? Hello to each and every one of you, handsome and pretty, depending on whether you're a boy or a girl, people. Who have we got here? Who have we got in the chat? I haven't even got my chat sorted out, my word. Or I can see you back here. Hello, Smarties. Afternoon all. Gosh. Afternoon all. It's morning for... Well, I suppose it is afternoon now. It's just about afternoon for me. Let's get the big chat here. Let's get the big chat here so it's easier for me to see. Here we go. Happy Sunday. Loving the pre-show vibe, says Killer Kilch. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is your standard, your regular intro music now. It won't be changing week to week as it did before, because it was a little bit of extra effort, and I don't think anybody really cared. So it's about efficiency of effort. Uncle Town, hi guys, lovely to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, Uncle Town, so lovely to see you. Monkey Pixie Funk, hi. Maple Panda, hello. Definitely not Duda. Gosh, the gang's all here. Cameraman George, hello to you. Gosh, SJ Beck 72. What a wonderful time it is. What a wonderful time it is. Am I a little low? I was a little low. There we go. There's just going to sort the... Yep, that's looking good. So we've got some rounds today, guys. Rounds that last week's high scorer, definitely not Duda, can choose from. Now, I haven't updated these, so some of these will not be accurate. Just going to pop away that chat box for a second. Let's go through these, because some of them we won't have, I imagine. Who Dat Artiste, we do. Odd one out, yes. Anagram a Ding Dong, absolutely. Red Herring, yes. Gimme 5, certainly. Alpha Bart, yes. Movie Ladder, yes. Spotlight, yes. Nart. IKTV, that's out. That's not in. But what have we got to replace it? My word. Who Dat Artiste, I don't know. What else have we got? We've got some good stuff here. We've got some good stuff. Give me 5. Look close. Look close. There we go. Oh, was it TB Douglas? Definitely. Oh, very selfless of you. You could have had such riches getting to choose what round we do, and yet you very honestly decided to hand it over to TB Douglas. Well, TB, I apologise. You have the ability to pick one of these rounds that we will definitely do. Of course, you do always have the option. Again, if we're talking about selflessness, if we're talking about humility, you do always have the option, TB, of nominating somebody else to get to choose a round. But that is within your power. Let's go with Spotlight. TB's passed up that opportunity, and that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. I do not want to put any pressure on anybody to give up their hard-fought victory and their hard-fought power. You want to go with Spotlight? There we go with Spotlight. Absolutely. So we still need 2 rounds though, don't we? We still need 2 rounds. So let's go to the round selector. Let's pick some more rounds. Let's pick 2 more rounds. Let's do it. And the rounds are... We've got another Nart. Did we have Nart last week? That's quite a good round. And Red Herring. Nart and Red Herring. Here we go. Here we go. So we've got Nart, we've got Red Herring, and we've got Spotlight. A couple fell out there, which some would say meant that they were choosing themselves, but I don't appreciate that. Maybe that's because I have issues letting go of control. We can deal with that at the appropriate time with a licensed professional. So let's see the order. Let's see the order. What order are we going in? So what have we got? We've got Spotlight. There's the musing there. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. That's quite interesting. Okay, so we've got okay, so we'll finish with Nart. Maybe go Red Herring, Spotlight, Nart. I think we're going to do that. Killer Kilch, every time I move the screen, your youngest fan, Iris, gets very upset. She's well into this. Iris, very pleased to have you here, my sweetheart. Very pleased to have you here and watching. Good luck with it. Some of the questions will probably be a little bit before your time, I will say. I make no apologies for that. I've got to, cater to the majority. But you never know. One day we may have a round on Paw Patrol. Until then, what did I say we're going with? We're going with Red Herring. Here we go. Red Herring. Red Herring indeed. What an incredible intro that is. With the 5, but then there's 1 extra. Because of course with Red Herring, we have... There we go. Beat you to it, cameraman George. Beat you to it. Guys, sometimes when creating, it's best to start at the end and work backwards. Yeah? Like Seth Rogen did when he made the movie The Interview. He knew that he wanted to finish with a group of hackers breaking into Sony Pictures servers and releasing the Julianne Moore Alzheimer's film Still Alice. But how would it start? That's the question he had to ponder himself. In this round, we're going to start with the answers, yeah? And then I'm going to give you the questions. But which question goes with which answer? It's a simple question round. Here we go. Answers here. We have got, let's do these in a random order. Bish, bash, bosh, bishy, bashy, bishy, bishy. Okay, so the topic is, of course, stand-up comedians. We've got 6 stand-up comedians here. We've got Louis C.K., Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Joan Rivers, Chris Rock, and Jerry Seinfeld. They are in alphabetical order through their surnames. So you don't get any clues from that. But I'm going to give you 5 questions. I'm going to go through them fairly quickly first, and then we're going to go through them again. Okay? Just so you get the lay of the land with the first round. Then we're going to go through them again. Nice and simple, nice and straightforward. Here's question 1. Which comedian has 7 marriages, 7 children, and set themselves on fire whilst high on cocaine? One of these people did. Obviously, one of these is a lady comedian, a comedienne. But I'm not going to give you any clues with these pronouns. My word. Who do you take me for? Some kind of amateur? Some of you give me money, which technically makes me a professional. Killer Kelch, anything on Paddington or Mess? Paddington might be a good one. Or maybe Paddington featured in some... Maybe to do some kind of children's TV characters round. Maybe that might work. Maybe that might work. Question number 2. Which cancelled comedian won a Peabody Award for their eponymously titled TV show? Which cancelled comedian won a Peabody Award for their eponymously titled TV show? Don't feel pressure to write down the answers yet. We're going to go through these again. So you might want to, just in your head, think, I think that one's probably that one. I think that one's probably that one. I think that's the best way of moving through this quiz, but entirely up to you. Which comedian hosted the Academy Awards? Twice. Not once, twice. What a privilege. Gosh, I do love with this HD camera how much this jacket just sparkles. It does dazzle. It does excite. Wonderful work. Question number 4. Which celebrity earned $100 million in 2004, according to Forbes? Not according to themselves. Just according to Forbes. This might be absolute nonsense, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. And then question number 5. Which comedian has won a Golden Globe, a SAG Award, and 4 Golden Raspberry Awards? Golden Globe, SAG, and 4 Golden Raspberry Awards. It's one of these ones. I'll tell you right now. It's either Louis C.K., Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Joan Rivers, Chris Rock, or Jerry Seinfeld. One of the big uns. But which one is it? Let's go through those questions again. Number 1. Which comedian has 7 marriages, 7 children, and set themselves on fire once whilst high on cocaine? Don't do drugs, kids. You want to get high? Look at a painting, yeah? Look at a lovely piece of art. Look at a Where's Wally or something. Just get lost in it. All of that detail. Martin Hanford. What a wonderful artiste he is. Listen to an album by Madness. My word. That'll send you loopy as any drug. Don't do drugs. Number 2. Which cancelled comedian won a Peabody Award for their eponymously titled TV show? Number 3. Which comedian hosted the Academy Awards twice? Number 4. Which celebrity? Oh, that should be comedian. That's not a statement that I'm making there. That these are 5 comedians and 1 celebrity. That's an honest mistake. Which celebrity earned $100 million in 2004, according to Forbes? That's a whole heck of a lot of money. And number 5, which comedian has won a Golden Globe, a SAG Award, and 4 Golden Raspberry Awards? It's one of them. It's one of these. So those are the questions. Let's get rid of these answers in a random order, as before. If you need any of those questions again, please let me know. But until we do, we're going to go on with that musing. We've had 5 questions. We now need a musing. Maybe I should get a tattoo of an M on there. My God, that would be a conversation starter in any pub or club you choose to mention. The musing here. Who is your favourite stand-up comedian? It's nice and simple. We're easing ourselves in. Because maybe this is a question that you've never asked yourself. Maybe this is a question that you've never really pondered. And now this is forcing you to really get in there and really consider, who is my favourite? Gun to my head. Who is my favourite stand-up comedian? Just stands up on a stage, the microphone like this, sometimes leaning on a thing, on a microphone stand, and just, just really opens the audience up to just ideas and just challenges the norm, challenges the perceived truth of the world. And also, if they've got time, is funny. That's a comedian. That's a stand-up comedian. You absolutely should, says definitely. Well, let's give it a try. Just got a simple Amazon Basics board marker here. Gosh, I'm having to write with my weaker hand here. That's going to be difficult. That's going to be difficult. I've actually done that really well. Well, the first one at least. It's the thing with an M, isn't it? Whenever you're drawing an M, sometimes you can do that first bit real well, and then it all goes pear-shaped on the second. Fingers crossed I can avoid that. Fingers crossed I can avoid that. Although I won't cross these fingers, because these are the ones that I'm actually drawing on, and that would make the second one a lot trickier. That's not bad. That's not terrible, is it? So maybe I should get it to 2. Maybe I should get it to 2. That's the first round done, guys. Let's head back to Maine. That's the first round done. Let's head back to Maine. How are we all doing today? How are we all doing? We got a little... And there's... thank you, definitely. Definitely very keen on me going in for the tattoo. It's very punky, though, isn't it? So it should be expected from the resident punk smarty. Punk in the aggressive, simple music way. And not in the... old man shouting at teenagers way. Monkey Pixie Funk. Sorry, I didn't notice this before. Got a cup of lemon and ginger. Are you feeling ill, Monkey Pixie Funk? Oftentimes that's in response, or maybe you performing this evening and you're looking to really get your pipes in the best working order you can. Up to you. Up to you. I hope you're feeling okay there. I hope everybody's feeling okay. That's just the kind of guy I am. What did we say with the second one? We've done that. We've done that. Okay. Yeah, let's go Spotlight. Let's go Spotlight. Let's do this. Spotlight here, guys. Game recognizes game. As an artiste, let me tell you, you have to be willing to shine a light on the work of other artists and be nice about it. That way, if they want to be polite, and Lord willing they will be, they have to say nice stuff about your art. Yeah, but before we look at who the spotlight falls on this quiz, of course, we have to take a trip to see your favorite and mine, the artiste who puts all other artists to shame. It is, of course... Where is she? Where is she? Oh, she's all the way down there. Lucy Liu. How are you, Lucy? Are you doing well? She's doing very well. That's exciting. That's exciting. Everybody's a big fan of Lucy. Oh no, I'm in front of her. She should be. I think she should be in. Oh no, because then when I lean over, gosh, it's all these difficult things that you don't really think you're going to have to consider. Look at this heart. Everybody loves you, Lucy. Everybody loves you. Everybody loves your work in all of the films that you've done. All of the films that you've done. Including Ballistic X versus Sever. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Your chemistry with Antonio Banderas is absolutely what the Spaniards would refer to as caliente. Right? But of course, you are here. I'm sure you want to. You got a joke for us? Yes, got a joke for us. So for the uninitiated, Lucy, for being so fair, such a fair woman, one of this generation's absolute beauties, has a rather disgusting sense of humour. Toilet humour. Many people refer to it as toilet humour. And so I obviously want to keep her happy because, you know, she's a Hollywood A-lister, regardless of what anybody says. And so you've got to keep them happy. So what is your joke this time, Lucy? What have you got for us? Yeah. Guys, she hasn't cleaned it up. She has not cleaned it up. The question is, what's brown and rhymes with Snoop? What's brown and rhymes with Snoop? Oh, yeah. Everybody know. Oh, yeah. Everybody knows the answer. What's brown and rhymes with Snoop? I don't know, Lucy. What is brown and rhymes with Snoop? Dr. Dre? She's double-crossed us, guys. She made us think that she was going to say poop, but instead she said Dr. Dre, which is in fact, I mean, it's bordering on racist. I think it's on the suburbs of racist. I think it's fine. But it is also factually accurate. You know, he made some wonderful rhyming songs with Snoop. A lot of people going with the stars here, Lucy. A lot of people. See, this is what you get, Lucy. This is what you get when you don't resort to SmART, Lucy. You don't resort to SmART. Okay? More like that, please. But even further removed from the poop jokes would be lovely. Okay? Wowzers. But everybody say goodbye, Lucy. Everybody say goodbye, Lucy. It's going to be off for next time. Gundy film's coming. The Shazam sequel, yeah. We're all looking forward to that. We're all looking forward to the Shazam sequel. Bye, Lucy. But no, of course Goodbye, Lucy. Goodbye, Lucy. It's been nice. Time to find your paradise. But the spotlight, of course, and I think this is going to be pretty exciting for some people. The spotlight falls on. It's finally happened. Ladies and gentlemen and everybody in between, it's fallen to the big man, Nicolas Cage. And I think because we've got It's Just Ahead, maybe we could... It's me. It's Nicolas Cage. I've been in a lot of films. I don't tend to say no to being in films. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah! There we go. That's a Nicolas Cage impression. Let's find out. Everybody loves Nicolas Cage, sure. Everybody loves Nicolas Cage. We all get it. We all like it. But how much do you know about him? Let's find out. Question number 1. Nicolas Cage took his stage surname from which super strong Marvel comic book character? Surname isn't really Cage, guys. Nicolas Cage took his stage surname from which super strong Marvel comic book character? Always nice seeing Lucy, isn't it? Even when she brings the tone down. I think it's quite a classy tone, generally, for this quiz. She brings it down, but then she's so fair. So fair. Lovely stuff. Can't wait for Shazam 2. Fury of the Gods, I believe it's called. Wrath of the Gods, maybe. Anger of the Gods. Peevedness of the Gods. Question number 2. Nicolas Cage won the Best Actor Oscar for which film in which he played a suicidal alcoholic who moves to Nevada to drink himself to death? It was not a rom-com, I'll give you that clue. That's as much of a clue as you're getting. Nicolas Cage won the Best Actor Oscar for which film in which he played a suicidal alcoholic who moves to Nevada to drink himself to death? Wonderful film, if a bit of a bummer. But that's fine. There's no rule that says a film has to be fun, right? Should there be? I don't know. Question number 3. In 2002, Nicolas Cage married the daughter of which famous musician? He married the daughter of which famous musician? This is not his only marriage, so you're going to have to dive a little bit deeper, but I believe in you. motorbike. What is this? Are these lanterns or are they toasted marshmallows? Whatever they are, Maple Panda, I'm loving it, and I appreciate the input. That's lovely stuff. Just allows you guys to get involved with the visual identity of this quiz. It's one of my favorite innovations that I've started to utilize on this. You're welcome. Very polite. Question number 4. In which pagan horror remake was Nicolas Cage's character, played by Edward Woodward in the original, famously afraid of bees? Maple Panda, I don't know films, so this is my contribution. Well, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Because you know what? You're going to know a little bit more about films at the end of this. That's the joy. That's the real joy of I Am Smart, the Not Me quiz. If you come into it ignorant, you will come out of it learned. Yeah? And if you come into it learned, you will come out of it a bit smug. All of which is, it's all levelling up. Monkey Pixie Funk, that loud motorbike could be Ghost Rider. Monkey Pixie Funk, clearly a big Nicolas Cage fan. It could have been Ghost Rider. Yeah. Would have appreciated it as well. Because it's, when the sun goes in, bit of a nippy day here. In New York City. I went for a little bit of a walk with my son Jesus this morning. I'm a good father, just deal with it. Didn't wear a big enough jacket, and was a little bit chilly. It's how New York tantalizes you through the winter and seemingly through the spring. Just cold wind, washing through. Ooh. Some of the streets like wind tunnels, just battering you, buffeting you. Oh, God, I just want to be indoors. Ah. And it gets to the summer, temperatures hike right up, and you think, well, at least we're going to have some of that cold wind that New York is famous for. Just turns it off. Just turns off. It's like a villain, really. It's like a villain is New York City. But it does have some great restaurants. Enjoy the cooler air. I'll try to. And then final question. Oh, this is a big one. Nicolas Cage was in 14 films across 2018 and 2019. 2 years, 14 films. That's a hard-working dude. But which of these is not one of them? 211, Between Worlds, Kill Chain, Mandy, Primal, or Wild Town? 211, Between Worlds, Kill Chain, Mandy, Primal, or Wild Town. One of these is a name that I have just made up myself. 14 films. 211, Between Worlds, Kill Chain, Mandy, Primal, or Wild Town. He's a good son. I mean, if he's giving some of this money to his parents. Super Nash 18, I think you've made all of those up. Super Nash 18, I have not. 5 of these films are absolutely genuine films that Nicolas Cage was in. And if you've never heard of them, that's understandable. You know, he can't make 14 really good films. Or at least widely accepted really good films. It was for his mum. Oh, that's nice. Mama Cage. He says, Mother, I can buy you another house. And she says, Nicholas, I have 3 houses. I have more than I ever have needed. Just be a bit more discerning. Do you know what I'd more than money, Nicholas? I'd like my son to be around. I'd like my son to come and visit from time to time. Nicolas Cage says, but Mama, I must make these films. I must create. Or the disease that I have that means that I cannot stand still, that I cannot be idle, lest my blood turn to gravel, will take me. I mean, that's just a possible. That's a hypothetical. I don't know whether that's true. But it's nice that he's given it to his mum. Regardless of any gravel-based blood diseases. Definitely not due to Nope. We've seen many of them. That's good. Straight to video. Possibly SJ Beck 72. Possibly. Is that the end of the round? No! We need a musing. Nicolas Cage's acting style, called nouveau shamanic, has been described by himself as mega acting. Which actor do you think would benefit from a couple of lessons at Cage's acting school? And why? Give me some context around it. Which actor do you think would benefit from going to the nouveau shamanic Nicolas Cage acting school? I know there's somebody out there that you've watched in films and you say, do you know what? They've almost got it. They are so close. So they're really just knocking on the door of greatness. They just need a little bit more. If their acting could be slightly more mega, then maybe they could get there. And I want to know who that actor is. You let me know, guys. You let me know. Nouveau shamanic. Reports of him on the Con Air set, climbing the walls and howling at the moon. But if that's what it takes to really nail that accent, then let's not question it, guys. Let's not question it. And there's your musing, and there's your second round. There's your second round done, guys. There's Spotlight done. How we feeling? We feeling like we're doing well? All sit rep. Feeling confident? Let's get that chat box back up. We've got one round to go, guys. The final round to really make your mark on this. It's your favourite of mine. It's not, baby. It's not. I wouldn't have enjoyed To Kill a Mockingbird anywhere near as much had Harper Lee not been so knowledgeable about how Blue Jays just don't matter. Artists need to know about the world around them, guys, not just about art, yeah? And so I present this round about not art, nart. Nart. And the topic for this week's Nart round is... It's not that, actually. That was from last time. Oh! We haven't done a round on geology yet. And I just thought, do you know what? I want you guys to know about geology. And so we're doing this about geology. Yeah? Thank you, cameraman George. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Question number 1 about geology. The San Andreas Fault caused a 7.8 magnitude earthquake in 1906 in which American city? The San Andreas Fault. It's all to do with the plates of the earth shifting, going over each other, just kind of rubbing up against each other like strangers in an elevator. Get off. That's an earthquake. Geology rocks, says SJ Beck 72. That's lovely. That's lovely. Whether you've come up with that yourself or whether that is a friend's reference, either way, it's enriching the quiz. It's enriching the lives of everybody who's read that. Geology does rock, and geology is about rocks. It's clever. It's artistic. If I could give you an extra point, I would. I can give you a crock point, though. I can give you a crock point for that, SJ Beck 72. That's lovely work. What are crock points? There we go. Did that last week, didn't we? Question number 2. All rocks are either igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic. But which name refers to rocks made by volcanic action? And you might think, rocks made by volcanic action? Is action the right word? I copied that directly from a website. And do you know what's never wrong? Websites. So blame the web if this is wrong. Made by from volcanoes? I don't know. Volcanic action. Yep, that was pure Ross Geller. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I kind of get Friends even more now. I've always been a fan of Friends because, I love to laugh. But now living in New York, it's like I kind of get it in a way that a lot of people who don't live in New York probably don't get it. I just kind of get it. I have on several occasions wondered whether I should do a new Twitch show where each week we just watch an episode of Friends and we watch along and we comment and we kind of learn about Friends. I'll drop in some trivia and then afterwards we just discuss some of the themes that we've experienced. It hasn't happened yet, but do not be surprised if it does happen in the future. Bit like being a parent, enriching lives, maybe. I never know how far back to go with these comments. I apologise, Killer, but I'm sure it was a lovely comment. Number 3, planet Earth is divided into 4 layers. I don't need all 4 layers to get a point. I just need 2. But if you do want to give me 4, do you know what you'll get? Croc points. Yeah, croc points. Nice and simple. Croc points. You only get it if you are. Oh, I see. Yes. So being a New Yorker watching Friends is like a parent being a parent. It's like from the outside, you just kind of don't get it. Crocodiles. There's no croc emotes. Maybe we need to make another emote. We might be able to actually. We earn them with like getting certain things, certain points. If you guys like give money or something, I think we get the opportunity to. Well, what's this? Start a prediction. Well, that's exciting. What could we do that for? The question number 4. What is lava called when it's inside the Earth? When it's outside the Earth, sure, it's called lava. We all know that. But when it's inside the Earth, is it called lava? I'll tell you right now. It's not. But what is it called? And question number 5. Just worked out a little extra feature later on in the show. You're lucky. Question number 5. What is the rock with the lowest density? Often used for scrubbing dead skin. It's the rock with the lowest density. What is the rock with the lowest density? Often used for scrubbing dead skin. There's a geology round. Here's a musing. Oh, I didn't do that one either. This has been terrible. This has been absolutely atrocious. What was it? As if you could... Yeah, that's good. That's a good one as well. If you could have anything carved from rock, what would it be? Let's do semi-bold. It makes it a bit more fun. If you could have anything carved from rock, what would it be? You can have anything carved from rock. What would it be? It could be a statue, could be an ornament, whatever you want it to be. Just something carved from rock. Nice and simple and straightforward. And that's the end of the quiz, guys. That's the end of the quiz. If you want any of the questions again, please let me know. If you need anything clarified, anything whatevered, please let me know. I will say I've got this new feature here that I've only just discovered, that I think could be quite fun. So I've created a prediction thing. Viewers who guess the outcome correctly can win channel points. That's exciting. So you have channel points, you can win more channel points. Obviously on the Notme quiz, there isn't as many ways to use those channel points as there was on the most week's show, but we'll get there. We'll get there. At some point I'll come out with some cool stuff and you'll be like, thank God I won that prediction round. Obviously, we've only got the minute to win it to go now in terms of you being able to win points. But will somebody guess it? Now, I'm not going to give you what the topic is. I'm not going to give you any of that. I'm just going to ask you to guess, will somebody guess correctly the minute to win it? Or will nobody guess it? It's down here today, which is why I'm looking down here. So I'm going to start this prediction. Confirm prediction. We need to confirm the outcome within 24 hours of the end of the prediction. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah. So there's a thing in the chat. You can predict with channel points. So you click predict and you get to go through it and make your predictions. And then we'll find out whether at the end we'll see who wins and then you'll be able to do the thing. Can we all see that in the chat? Predict? Yes, people are using it already. Okay, so I'd like to give you some art at this point, just to reward you for getting through all the questions. This is a very short film that I made on my way to work the other day, last week perhaps, the week before. It's only very, very short, but it is very, very good. And I want you to use this as inspiration that there is art all around you. You just have to be looking for it and willing to let it penetrate you. Here we go. Here's the it's called Garage Door. You know what? I think I might park here.
No parking.
Oh wow, yeah. I guess I won't park here. Thanks so much for your help, Garage Door.
Anytime.
So it is very quick. It's only about 15 seconds. But so it's in Teletubbies fashion, I think we should probably have it again. Yeah? Again? Okay, yeah, let's have it again. You know what? I think I might park here.
No parking.
Oh, wow, yeah. I guess I won't park here. Thanks so much for your help, Garage Door.
Anytime.
There it is. That art is all around you, guys. That was just inspired by a garage door. Yeah? I saw the garage door. I saw that it said no parking anytime. And I thought, what is the conversation that garage door could be having? And then I just did it. Okay? Art is all around, guys. You just have to be, willing to look at it. How did that prediction thing go? So any chance? Manage prediction. Oh, so everybody, total drops of imaginary sphere. So there's only 2 people voted. Only 2 people voted. But both of you chose yes. So it's not particularly interesting? I don't know. Well, we'll go for a minute to win it and we'll find out. Minute to win it. Great stuff, says SJBack72. Thank you. Thank you. So, this is Minute to Win It. I'm going to give you a minute to guess what is going on in my head and what I've put down here. Okay? Each guess must be in its own... I should really do a chat thing for this, shouldn't I? This is it can be quite complicated. We're doing this before the points. We haven't done answers yet. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh, my word. Yeah. No, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Guys, yeah, maybe I am just tired? I don't know. Ill? Depressed? Let's find out, guys, as we go through these answers. The first round that we did was red herring. Thank you, guys, for keeping me honest. I appreciate that. For calling me on my stuff. So the musing was, who is your favorite stand-up comedian? Who is your favorite stand-up comedian? Guys, I don't want you to tell me out loud. And you know why I don't want you to, because you can't say it out loud. because I can't hear it, but I want you to get it in the chat. Let me know who is your favorite stand-up comedian. Do you have a date? I am not me, I'm out. Itching to get off. I'm not itching to get off. I'm very happy to be here. I'm excited. I'm jazzed. I'm jacked. And I certainly don't have a date. That has been a dry well recently, but that's not what we're talking about at the moment. But it's a barren wasteland. Winter's tough. Let's get on with these answers. So, here we go with the answers to... these are all the answers. Which one of these is the red herring? Who knows? Question number 1. Which comedian has 7 marriages, 7 children, and set themselves on fire whilst high on cocaine? Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor had some dark times in his life. Very, very dark times. So well done if you got that one. 1 point for each of these correct answers. Number 2. Which cancelled comedian won a Peabody Award for their eponymously titled TV show? Now, this is quite a tricky one, because there are technically 2 that could have fallen under this category. But the answer is Louis C.K., the more actually cancelled one. Although I think he won a Grammy this week, so cancelled in inverted commas. He's been forgiven, bless him. Number 3, which comedian hosted the Academy Awards twice? That is, of course, Chris Rock. I don't know if you're a betting man or betting lady. I would bet he's probably not going to host it again. Complicated relationship with the Academy at this point. Thanks, Will. Next question. Number 4. Which celebrity earned $100 million in 2004, according to Forbes? Now, this is the other one that he's kind of been cancelled a little bit, because he's very much pushed back against the cancellation culture. And he had an eponymously titled TV show, and he did win a Peabody Award for it. It was Jerry Seinfeld, but nobody else has earned this amount of money for just making a sitcom. That's all it is, guys. That's all it is. Lucrative business. Well worth every penny. Which comedian has won a Golden Globe, a SAG Award, and 4 Golden Raspberry Awards? It is, of course, the one, the only Eddie Murphy. Has made a lot of films that people don't particularly like. I like him. I'm a big fan of his work. One of the great fat suit actors of our age, in my opinion. Which means that the red herring was Joan Rivers, the wonderful Joan Rivers, the late great Joan Rivers. But yeah, just didn't have anything particularly interesting about her, so I made her the red herring. 1 point for each of those that you got right. Well done if you got some of those right. Some of those, I think maybe could have been quite tricky, especially if you're not particularly into your stand-up comedy. Monkey Pixie Funk says, Stuart Lee or Les Dennis? Very different ends of the spectrum there. Very different ends of the spectrum. Stuart Lee, very much your cerebral. Les Dennis, very much your old-fashioned impressions from people that you'd need to explain to anybody under the age of 30. But a couple of wonderful choices there. That's lovely. SJBX72, Milton Jones, wonderful stand-up. Lots of one-liners, lots of silliness. Does lots of jokes about his grandfathers. Keeps on saying, my other grandfather. We can only have so many grandfathers, guys. And that's something that Milton Jones uses to great comedic effect. Definitely not due to Maria Bamford. She's wonderful, isn't she? Kind of kooky, kind of off the wall. You never really know what she's going to say, but you know that she's going to say it with a great deal of breathy energy. And you kind of relate to her, even though there's a lot of madness going on there, a lot of just bananas thoughts. Lovely stuff. TB Douglas, Bill Burr. I love his angry vibe. Very funny. Yeah, Bill Burr. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's crazy. Can't believe it. That's my Bill Burr impression. I haven't tried it to this point, and I am moderately pleased with it. But yeah, he's very, very funny. One of those guys that you just think, if I was just hanging out with you, Bill, I think you'd make me laugh. I think you just got funny bones. Killer Kilch, Hannah Gadsby, very, very funny. One of those comedians that kind of, they'll give you a show and you think, I showed up to be made to laugh. I wanted to laugh tonight, but but you've also made me cry. You've also made me think. And it's like, that's a bonus. That's a bonus, because you've got a couple of laughs out of me, but then you've always also, you've gone on a, you've taken me on a journey, a real journey, like Shawshank Redemption. You wouldn't be as happy at the end if partway through he wasn't being abused in prison by a group of chaps. That's what Hannah Gadsby is like to watch. Catherine Ryan, says Maple Panda, wonderful stuff. Canadian, but doesn't necessarily have that kind of slightly benign niceness that you associate with Canadians. Can be a little bit biting, Catherine Ryan, and you get the impression with Catherine Ryan, I think she just doesn't care. She just doesn't give a fig. And that's to her credit. Tim Vine, says Supernatural 8, similar to Milton Jones. A lot of the one-liners. What's a Tim Vine one-liner? I sold my old vacuum cleaner. Well, it was just in the corner collecting dust. That's a great joke. He loves the puns. He loves a little turn of phrase. Very, very silly. That's a great choice. You got Sarah Kilch. You've found the first one that I don't know. Fortune Feimster. American actress, says Google. Wait, why am I on Google? Bing. Let's see what Bing says. Thank you, Chrome. Forcing me to use Google, like that's the only one that I can use. Fortune Feimster. Oh, I see. American writer, comedian, and actress, having made her television debut. I recognise. So as Colette on the Mindy Project. Okay. 5'8" tall. Okay. Fortune is funny. Wow, that's a great. Although that is on her own website, so yeah, it would be difficult to. Be unfair to expect her to have a kind of a balanced view. Fortune Feimster is awesome. Lovely. Well, I look forward to trying out some of Fortune Feimster being a virgin for Jesus. Okay, a little bit adult. But do you know what, guys? For accessing your own opinions and your own deep-seated and just coming up with one answer, which isn't always easy, points all round, guys. Let's go on with the next round. Which is, of course, Artiste Spotlight. Who is the spotlight on? Big Nick Cage there. Nicolas Cage's acting style, called Nouveau Shamanic, has been described by himself as mega acting. Which actor do you think would benefit from a couple of lessons at Cage's acting school? Get it in the chat, guys. She was the Lyft driver in The Office Christmas Party. I have to say I don't remember a huge amount about that. I believe there was some... unfortunate drug use involved, and people swinging from chandeliers. Don't necessarily remember the Lyft driver, but I imagine she was very, very funny. Question number 1. Nicolas Cage took a stage name from which super strong Marvel comic book character? It was, of course, Luke Cage from the Netflix TV show. Big Mike Coulter. Pulling on the iconic yellow t-shirt of Luke Cage there. Not one of the harder costumes to get into. Not particularly superhero-y, but then he's just a guy from the street. Just a guy from the street. Cleaning up the street, from the street, on the street. Just like Nicolas Cage. Question number 2. Nicolas Cage won the Best Actor Oscar for which film in which he played a suicidal alcoholic who moves himself to Nevada to drink himself to death? It was, of course, Leaving Las Vegas. Like I say. Bit of a bummer. Don't watch that if you're in a particularly bad mood, because it might make you spiral. But a terrific performance from Nicolas Cage. In 2002, he married the daughter of which famous musician? He's a big fan of this musician. So in many ways, got the ultimate piece of Elvis memorabilia. It was Lisa Marie Presley, which I didn't ask for, but if you gave Lisa Marie Presley as well, feel free to take some croc points for that. But Elvis Presley, yeah, married, big fan of Elvis. So he married her daughter, but only for a little bit. because sometimes it's the pursuit that's more with any collectible. Number 4, in which pagan horror remake was Nicolas Cage's character, played by Edward Woodward in the original, famously afraid of bees? It was the Wicker Man. The bees, the bees, the bees. And they knew that, and they gave him more bees. He was like, don't give me bees. But then they're like, oh, I don't like bees. Do you? Have all the bees. Oof. Oof. Real upsetting scenes. And then number 5, Nicolas Cage was in 14 films across 2018 and 2019, and which one of those is not one of them? 211, Between Worlds, Kill Chain, Mandy, Primal, and Wild Town. It was Wild Town. I just made that up. But you want to see it, don't you? You want to see Wild Town. And I kind of want to see Nicolas Cage in it. So well done if you've got any of those right. Let's get a list of actors, though, that we think would benefit from a couple of lessons at Nicolas Cage's acting school. Meryl Streep, straight in with your girl Sarah Kilch. Meryl Streep. Yowza. I mean, a lot of people would say Streep has really got the total package. Girl Sarah Kilch says no, just needs a little bit more mega acting. That's a bold choice, but I respect it. Killer Kilch, similarly, both the Kilches. Going for the real, that there's nobody who can't improve. Maybe that's the lesson that's being learned here. Daniel Day-Lewis, says Killer Kilch. Maybe the lesson is that there's nobody who's a perfect actor. There's nobody who's a perfect artiste in any way. Everybody can still learn. I think that's a bold move. I think it would be controversial in certain circles, but I respect you for going there. The Kilches. I respect you for going there. SJ Beck 72, Bill Nye. Yowza. Yowza, Bill Nye. He's a very, maybe he's, because he's quite buttoned up, perhaps. Needs to have a bit more of that Cage, wild man aesthetic to him. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think, okay. Although he did the wonderful job as the squid chap in the Pirates movies, didn't he? So he's got that. But yeah, I mean, a bit wilder, certainly. He's, like I say, quite buttoned up, quite reserved. I think you go to Bill Nye when you want somebody who's got some stuff going on behind the surface, but he's not going to show it. He's not going to show it. Nicolas Cage is somebody who there is nothing inside. It's all exterior. That's an interesting choice. Monkey Pixie Funk says Nicholas Lyndhurst. Yeah. I mean, sure, he can play Rodney. Sure, he can play the lead character in Goodnight, Sweetheart. But what more can you do, Nick? Nick, what more can you do? If you'd go to Nicolas Cage, it'd be a bit of a Nick-on-Nick action, which I'd pay to see. And then maybe he would still be in the public eye. Maybe he's still trying, and people just say, oh, it's just Rodney from Only Fools and Horses. And he says, no, there's so much more I can do. I'm Nicholas Lyndhurst. Nicolas Cage says, here's my card. Call me. I'm going to turn you into a wild man. I like it. Zoe Kravitz says definitely not Duda. And a little bit of context. Thank you for the context. Definitely not Duda. She's always very cool. I think it could bring out some fun and interesting new layers for her. Yeah, you don't see her making a fool of herself too much. You don't see her, again, going crazy. You don't see her mega acting. You see her cool acting. Oh, she's in the Batman. Sure, she's very cool. Very slinky, much like a cat. She's playing Catwoman. But what about a cat who has just been given a big bowl of catnip? Could she have given us those layers? Maybe not. Maybe not without Nicholas's help. That's great. That's a lovely choice, definitely. Mark Wahlberg, says TB Douglas, the only way is up. Now we're looking to improve people here. We're not looking to tear them down, TB. We're not looking to tear them down. Mark Wahlberg's a fantastic actor, okay? He can play anything from a guy who beats people up a lot to an inventor who beats people up a lot to a professional poker player who beats people up a lot. I believe he played a college professor in that poker film, right? So he's got a lot of... Sure, he could be improved. I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis can be improved. We can all be improved. But let's... Yeah? let's make this nice and, yeah. Supernash 1-8, Mark Rylance. Ooh, again, he's quite an interior, quite a small. If you were an animal, I believe he'd be some kind of rodent, some kind of squirrel. A little bit worried, Mark Rylance. Oh, a little bit worried. But with Nicolas Cage's help, maybe he's the next big Marvel superhero. Yeah, maybe he's somebody who's just bursting into a room, setting things on fire, and then just getting out of there with a leather jacket on. I'm Mark Rylance. I'm gonna light my cigarette on a fire that I just set. Mark Rylance. Killer Kilch, everyone needs some Cage in their acting. I think that's the lesson we're learning. Everybody needs to be a little bit more like Nicolas Cage. Yeah? Sure, you can show us what's inside, but let's just let it all out, guys. Not all the time, just occasionally. If you pop one down there, I think you get points. Points all round, guys. That was lovely. And then le finalement, French, not. Musing-wise, if you could have anything, I'm going to give you the option of anything, guys. Carved from rock. And you can give me the rock if you want. You can give me the type of rock if you wish. You don't have to, but you can. You can have anything carved from rock. What would it be? Get it in the chat, guys. Get it in the chat as we go through these questions. Question number 1. The San Andreas fault caused a 7.8 magnitude earthquake in 1906. In which American city? It was, of course, San. Have I not done any of these either? What am I doing? Gosh, maybe I need a little bit of Nicolas Cage. I don't think Nicolas Cage would have made this many mistakes. But it was San Francisco. It was San Francisco. Well done if you got that one right. Number 2. All rocks are either sedimentary, igneous, or metamorphic. But which name refers to a rock made by volcanic action? No, I did do this one right. That was igneous. Igneous. Well done if you got that one right. Number 3. Planet Earth is divided into 4 layers. Just give me 2 of them, guys. I don't need all 4. But you can give me 4. You can get those croc points if you wish. So it's just that first one I didn't get right. Weird. Inner core, outer core, mantle, crust. 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 Inner mantle. Don't ask me to justify myself. Well done if you got any of those 2. If you got 4 of them, let me know in the chat. And I'll bestow upon you some croc points, much like SJ Beck72 got earlier in the quiz. What is lava called when it's inside the earth? It is, of course, called magma. Liquid hot magma. It's a lovely word to say. I heartily recommend you just give it a word. Just say it out loud. Just once, right now. Magma. Magma. Lovely mouthfeel. And number 5, what is the rock with the lowest density, often used for scrubbing dead skin? It is, of course, pumice. Pumice. You might use a pumice stone to rub the dead skin off your feet, elbows, or, in extreme cases, your bot. But that would mean... why would you ever have dead skin on your bottom? If you just never sat down, would that work? If you only slept on your belly? I don't know. It's a nice little hypothetical there. But if you got any of those right, well done. Some of those are a bit tricky, I think. If you could have anything carved from rock, though, tell me, what would it be? What would it be? You girls there at Kilt, houses. Kind of like a Flintstones vibe. Single piece of rock. Chiseled out. I worry that it wouldn't be very cozy. That's my concern. You'd have to work real hard to make it nice and cozy. And you would struggle to hang pictures. But it would be a real talking point. And, you know, in a very simple sense, in a very kind of cynical sense, I suppose, if someone said, hey, I'll carve you anything out of rock, and you say, carve me a house. They carve you a house. You immediately put it up for sale because you're going to get a lot of money for that. It's going to be a real talking point for some weirdo who's desperate to live. I want to live in a cave, but I want it to be like fancy. Like a fancy cave. There's got to be somebody out there who wants to live like that. That's nice. A rock mask for Chris Rock, says Killer Kilt. For protection. For protection. I mean, it'd have to have some kind of material on the inside. Maybe some kind of padding inside. Much like a baseball... who are they called? The backstop people. Is it a backstop? The catcher chaps who are constantly squatting. They wear the cages with the things. Something like that. Yeah. I mean, that would... Willard would have really thought twice. I mean, you'd hope he would have thought twice anyway, but he certainly did not. Think twice about striking him. And then it's like, then it's this whole kind of wonderful story that builds up. Of like, Chris Rock, he's been shamed. He's like the man in the iron mask now. Then presumably a woman or a man, some kind of love interest comes along, charms him, and allows him to really get in touch with who he is inside. Something like that. Monkey Pixie Funk. The Rock carved in rock holding a stick of rock. That's nice. The Rock carved in rock holding a stick of rock. And maybe with the eyebrow. Because he loves the eyebrow. He doesn't do the wrestling anymore, but the eyebrow, I believe, was from the wrestling. And he still likes to do the eyebrow every now and again. That's great. You'd have to have about the same amount of rock as your girl Sarah Kilch would for a house, because he is roughly the size of a house. That's a lot of rock to carve out the rock. Definitely not Tudor, a statue of a tree that's also perfect for climbing. Yes, then you wouldn't have to worry about a branch snapping or whatever. It's all made from rock. It's a very safe and sturdy, stable tree to just pop up there. Pop a little tree house up there, sure. Maybe that's your girl Sarah Kilch's tree house. Popped up there. We're living above. We're in the canopy of the trees. Some woodpecker comes along. And you're like, look at the woodpecker. Look at he's going to try. Oh, he died. A little bit of a tragic turn that one took. I wasn't expecting that, but it happened. Ooh. Mr. Woodpecker. Next up, SJ Beck 72. Sandstone bust of Lucy Liu or whole statue. Oh, yeah. Things you could do with that. Things you could do with a whole statue of Lucy Liu. Adore her, I suppose. Adore her in the way that, great statues of Greek gods were adored. Yeah. The Greek statues often not with a huge amount of clothes. I don't know where. I mean, that would be a decision for up to you. But that's nice. And interesting that you've gone for sandstone specifically. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm not sure I necessarily need to. It's a specific choice that you've made, and it's to your credit. Super Nash 18, a Mount Rushmore version of my own face at different ages. Now we're talking. Super Nash 18. That's lovely stuff. That was absolutely fantastic. A Mount Rushmore version of my own face at different ages. The different eras of Super Nash 18. Baby Super Nash 18. Maybe when Super Nash 18 was more just, regular Nashwan. Then, as a teenager perhaps. Pretty good Nashwan 8. Then Super Nashwan 8, as we have right now. And then later on, and I don't know whether we'd have this preemptively, whether they'd put it into some kind of computer simulation of this is what I'm going to look like when I'm old man, when I'm tired Nashwan 8, when I'm, weary Nashwan. Or whether we wait until you have absolutely just dropped off and this is in honour of the life and times of Super Nash 18. Either way, though, that's lovely. Because when you said Mount Rushmore at first, I was like, there's 4 of those dudes. And I know because I've been there. But there's 4 of those dudes. And you say, there's 4 of me. Why am I deviating? Why am I getting a face of anybody else carved into a thing? It's just all Super Nash 18, baby. Some would say it's egotistical. I would say it's just honouring yourself. Honouring yourself. That's great. Points all round, guys. Points all round. Wonderful. So we've got our points, except for 2, potentially. in the Minute to Win It. Now we're back where we were before. I assumed we were before. It's really time for Minute to Win It now. And I can see from the chat that the two people that actually voted were Monkey Pixie Funk and TB Douglas. And they've both picked that somebody is going to get this. Which, fingers crossed, it's certainly more fulfilling, more satisfying an ending to the show when somebody does get the Minute to Win It. Just as a quick straw poll, the people who didn't make a prediction, did you not make a prediction because you couldn't work out the mechanics of it, or did you not make a prediction because you just didn't care? We'll have a few moments while we wait for that. Gosh. I think this has been a good quiz. I think this has been a good one, guys. Gosh. What am I saying? They're all good. They're all fantastic quizzes. Couldn't figure it out since Killer Kilch. Didn't know what was happening. Absolutely fantastic. Supernatural 8. Didn't see anything to be able to predict. Okay. So we'll do that another time. So it's on the... I think it pops up for me on the... I didn't see a thing to choose. Definitely not Judah. Okay, so this isn't a lack of... sorry, wasn't concentrating. Always be concentrating, SJ Beck 72, because the information comes very, very thick and fast. Yeah? You look at me and you think thick and fast. So we'll do that again next week, I think. And we'll maybe prep up. Monkey Pixie Funk and TV Douglas, where was it? Where did you go to be able to vote on the thing? Where did you go? It is such a shame that we do have that delay, isn't it? It's such a shame. But we need to get all of this done at the top of the chat box for me. Okay, so it's at the top of the chat box. We'll do it again next week. And hopefully we'll have a bit more to see here. That'll be good. Well, I've got my fingers crossed for you because we're going to be doing a Minute to Win It. I've got something written down here that I hope that you're going to guess by reading my mind. You need to connect with me as an artiste. I'm a great artiste. I'm here now, live. Monkey Pixie Funk kept pressing stuff and hoping that it came out all right. Well, that's perfectly valid as well. Now, this is episode 51. I thought, what does that mean? Episode 51. Ooh, Area 51. Interesting. So the topic I went for is, each guess has to be in its own chat message, guys. Aliens from stories that are set on Earth. Aliens from stories that are set on Earth. So this can't be like your Star Treks or your Star Wars. It's something that's primarily set on Earth, but there is an alien in the story. TV, movies, literature. E.T. says Killer Kilch straight away. That's a fantastic guess. Alf says Killer Kilch. This is good. This is good. Read this line. There's something down there. There's something down there. I'm looking at it. Are these aliens that look like aliens? Are they aliens that look like people? Mork says definitely not Duda. That's great. Paul says definitely not Duda. That's lovely. The purple people absolutely. Aliens? No, so that's not set on Earth. Third rock from the sun. Okay, that's good. The guy from Roswell. Absolutely. Chucky. Not sure about him. Paul. Lovely. Who else? Aliens. Aliens from TV shows or movies or books or songs or comic books set on Earth, but it's an alien. Somebody doesn't come from Earth. Edgar, I believe that's from Men in Black. Yes, confirmed on Men in Black. Green card, illegal alien. Interesting. Couple more seconds, guys. Couple more seconds. Men in Black, lovely. Men in Black 2. Okay, we're running out of... Okay, that's fine. Did anybody get it? Both people who voted for yes. The answer is no. The Doctor from Doctor Who. An alien from somewhere. Looks like a human. Not a human. Is an alien. Has like 4 hearts or something. So it technically just called the Doctor. I did put parentheses Who. Just so people knew a little bit, you know. Ooh, says Killer Kelch. Yeah, it is a much more disappointing ending to an episode, I will say. And especially because you guys, do I get to choose outcome? No. There we go. The people who guessed prediction result is no. Lot of disappointment here. Lot of disappointment, but well played. Yeah, thank you. I thought it worked out pretty well. Well, let's go as you tot up your scores, guys. And I'd like the scores in the chat as well. I would like the scores in the chat. But whilst you tot up your scores, I want to remind you that in this quiz, you're only competing against yourself, okay? There is no point threshold to being smart. If you have got all the questions right that you realistically could have been expected to get, then you are smart. Art doesn't become successful because of the opinions of others or box office numbers. It becomes successful when you say, yeah, I think that's great. Yeah? And if you think your performance today was great, then your performance was great. No two ways about it. And if you are watching this on YouTube and not live, make sure you write down your score and your musing answers in the comments below, because I would love to hear how you did. Let's see what we've got. TB13 today. That's a lovely score. Girl Sarah Kilch, 13. Wonderful stuff. Monkey Pixie Funk. This Whovian is hanging his head in shame. Oh, you're a Doctor Who fan. That's a shame. So you could have been expected to get that right, and you did not. So that must be disappointing for you. 13 for Killer Kilch. Wonderful. Definitely not due to 14. Well done, you. 10 for Super Nashwani. That's fantastic. 12 for SJ Beck 72. Yes, Maple Panda. Absolutely correct to praise that. 12 this time. That's really good. Monkey Pixie Funk, 13 and a half. What's the 13 and a half there, Monkey Pixie Funk? Explain that a little bit for me. So I don't remember giving you any half points. Yeah? It's 4 points and no points. Yeah? Where have you got that 0.5 from? But regardless, unless somebody else is swooping in right at the end, definitely not due to high point scorer. I kind of predicted that at the beginning, didn't I? Kind of predicted that in the beginning. Belated congrats on 50, now 51 shows. Thank you, Killer Kilch. That's wonderful. It is, in fact, as of this show. So what would it be now? It would be 116 episodes of live-tainment in general, because there were 65 most week shows and now 51 I Am Smarts. That's impressive. Just got crust out of the 4 layers. So that's 13. We'll give that a 13. TB Luggers, thank you very much for all of that. Oh, bathe me in it, guys. That's very exciting. So well done, Definitely Not Duda. If you tune in next week, then you'll be disappointed because there is not a quiz next week. It's Easter. You all have got other things to be getting on with. I encourage you to do so. Feel free to make some art and send it to me. That's never a bad idea, especially on an Easter Sunday. Yeah? This is an egg. That's Easter. Use that to inspire you. Whatever you want. Make some art, send it to me. You'll make me very happy. Or just eat a lot of chocolate. Either way, absolutely fine. But yeah, the week after, Definitely Not Duda. You get to pick whichever round you want to pick. And we'll definitely do it. That's exciting. That's power. Or you'll get to, give it to somebody else if you so choose. Your call. Happy Easter, this is Maple Panda. Thank you very much, Maple Panda. Appreciate that. Happy Easter to each and every one of you. I'll probably do some kind of post on the socials. Oh, let's do the socials. If anybody's not following me on any of these socials, you should. There's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube still haven't got that unique URL. Very, very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. But thank you very much for joining me, everybody. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a little something. And I hope you felt creative all at the same time. I am Notme. I am Art. And I hope that you'll join me next time in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. But at the same time and the same place where you'll have another opportunity to improve your art and say to yourself, I am smart. From me to you guys, thank you and farewell. Be creative, guys. Send me stuff. I am Notme, I am Art at gmail.com. Email me whatever you want, baby. Take care.